Chapter 3.3, deciding which system to use. So that means deciding whether to use metric or imperial. In the try these, let's take a look at what that says. It says use the charts inside the back cover. So remember, just to show you, sometimes it's inside the front cover, but that's this page, right, that has all the conversions. So that's what we're going to be referring to. So first one, 1 inch is about how many centimeters? So we did this when we were actually even talking about reference and looking at a ruler. So sorry, I need to get my blue pen going here. And so that's about 2.5 centimeters. 1 centimeter, so really the conversion, if you look at your chart, is 2.54. 1 centimeter is about 0.4. It's really 0.39 to 2 decimal places. 1 mile is about how many kilometers? That I'm going to need to look at, so I don't know it off the top of my head. So we want to look at imperial. 1 mile is about 1.6. So we go to 2 decimal places. So 1.6, really we are going to use 1.61. And 1 kilometer is, so we go here, metric to imperial, 1 kilometer is 0.62 is what we'll use. So the estimates are kind of good, but really we'll be doing mostly complete calculations. So this example, an official marathon is 26 miles. Every day Karen runs along a path that is 6.2 kilometers long. How many times would Karen have to run the full path length to run a marathon? Okay, so marathon here is given in miles. You might know this already, that a marathon is about 42 kilometers. Let's see if that's my guess is correct. But here, so we want to compare. So we're going to convert the miles to kilometers. So we already have that up here. 1 mile is 1.61 kilometers. It's given to us here. So we're going to multiply. Let's use my calculator here. Okay, so 26 times 1.61 is 41.86 kilometers. So, which rounds to 42, which is kind of what I thought. Okay, how many times would Karen have to run the full path length to run the marathon length? Let's use the more exact one, 41.86, and the path is 6.2. So how many 6.2s in 41.86? So I already have 41.86 in my calculator. Any scientific calculator, same thing. You just can press divide or whatever your next operation is. And that's going to be 6 points. Let's go to 2 decimal places, 6.75. So Karen would have to run the path length about 7 times. 7 times would give her a little more than a marathon. Okay. And then if you take a look at the reflect, it says, how could you have solved the problem by converting a different measurement? That would be doing the opposite. So converting this 6.2 kilometers to miles and then dividing. Okay. Next one. If you've ever been on a plane, your carry-on luggage has to be a certain size. And in this case, it says this airline has guidelines on the size, which bags are under the airline size limit. So on the left here, it says what the limit is. So basically, they add all of the dimensions together, and that must not exceed 157 centimeters. Okay, cost for oversized bags is $50 if it is. So take a look, that's in metric. These are all in inches. Okay, so we're going to have to convert one or the other. If you look at the next page, it kind of goes through it with you. So it says, what is the airline size of bag A in inches? So basically, we're going to add those values together. So A is 17 plus 26 plus 11. So 17 plus 26 plus 11. Okay, so if we add those together, I'm just going to do that without a calculator. So that's going to be 14, 2, 4, 54 inches. Okay, what is the airline size of bag A in centimeters? So now this is taking the size, the sum of all the lengths, and multiplying by 2.54, the conversion. Remember, 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters. So now I'll use my calculator. So 54 times 2.54 is 137.16 centimeters. Okay, and what was the allowance? It had to be under 157, so that one's all good. Okay, so this we can fill in the chart in centimeters, 137.16, so that works. Next one doesn't really matter, so they've done length, width, height. Doesn't really matter what you consider. So let's look back. Oh, sorry, let's look back. Next one, length, width, height. So that would be 15 and a half, 14, and 32. 15 and a half, 14, and 32. Okay, those are all in inches. Okay, adding them together, if you want to use your calculator, you can. 15 and a half would be 15.5 plus 14 plus 32 is 61.5. So probably getting a little closer to that magic number. So now we would want to multiply that by 2.54, the conversion, and that's 156.21. So just squeaks under. Okay, and then the last bag looks probably the biggest, so 20, 13 and a quarter, and 30. 20, 13 and a quarter, and 30. So 20 plus 13 quarters, 0.25, plus 30 is 63.5. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is going to be too much. Multiply by 2.54. Oh, that's stuck there. 160.655. Yeah. Okay, so which bags are under would be A and B. How could someone solve this problem in fewer steps by changing centimeters to inches? So what you could do is go back. So here we had to add all of them together, which you're going to have to do no matter what. We added the inches, and then we converted each of those totals to centimeters. If we had just added those together and then converted this to inches, we wouldn't have to do those three comparisons. We would have the comparison right away. So basically, we would want to here convert 157 centimeters to inches right away. Okay, and that's it. That's 3.3.